All right, are we live? What up, y'all? Welcome back to episode 8 of my family's 100-pound challenge and weight loss challenge and transformation series. I told you I should have gotten a better title for this, but as we have all seen, at least I have learned, this is not as much about weight loss and it is a lot more about a lifestyle transformation and the different learnings that we can glean from whenever we focus on a goal. So that's what I'm really trying to unpack here in this series. We're about a month away from our deadline, which is Super Bowl Sunday, and hopefully the Cowboys will be there. And I wanted to check in with my family members this time to kind of find out where they are, what they've learned, and what they're going to do differently during the next month. First up, I actually stopped by my brother's house and spoke to him and his wife Dee, and that will be the primary focus of this week's vlog. Just some of the nuggets that they were just dropping. I don't think they even realized just how powerful some of the things that they were saying. So I'm not gonna do any spoilers. I'm gonna let you go ahead and watch right now, and then I'm gonna come right back to recap. All right, let's get to it. I want to check in with y'all before we hit like this final 4 weeks. I know first off, y'all got a lot going on. Last time we checked in, the living room was covered in a whole bunch of stuff that y'all were doing for your organization.
Right. Get ready to get on a plane and head to Atlanta for another event, football event for 5 days. So
Judge,
this is really being a trying time, only because of the time of year for us.
Yeah,
we have a lot of things going on. It's just a busy time. We've been dealing with sicknesses, and unfortunately we haven't got COVID, but we did get a cold. And that kind of took us out. But it's been rewarding for the fact that it's made me be mindful and challenged me to be mindful of what I'm eating and when I'm eating. I can see the results. I feel the results because of one of the things that we put in the meal plan was to only eat meat once a day. And so just like this morning, one of the things that we've done and we've incorporated is only having is it vegan sausage or vegan sausages for breakfast. And if we are eating meat, then it's 90% seafood.
Okay, turkey and seafood.
It's not even really turkey.
I mean, fish and
it's more sea-based protein.
How do you feel?
That's what I'm saying. I feel a lot better. I feel good, and I feel energetic. I'm not as sluggish. For real. And then my knees are not as achy and much as they would primarily.
That's really good. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, so, and I was telling her, we're going to continue it. We went on vacation, and so, we have goals that we've set for ourselves for June. And I think that if we incorporate this lifestyle and do it for the long haul, and it's one thing I like that it's something that I can see myself continuing for future.
Because it becomes a habit.
It's not the seafood platter fried. It's the Cobb salad or the shrimp and grits.
It's those small little changes that you're making.
Right, and then knowing that I'm still full, I'm still get the gratification of the taste that I may have wanted or yearning for. So I mean, things like that. Yeah, it may not be big to some people, but it's big to me because that is, I enjoy my fried seafood. I lost some inches.
Yeah,
I did lost some inches because
that's the biggest
I'm down
part.
10 pounds. I mean,
that's incredible.
I can't concur, but for myself. But I'm been stagnant pretty much.
How do you feel? Chris talked about feeling a little bit better by incorporating a lot more vegetables and just seafood and maybe and not as much meat.
The changes for me on the energy level, I've got a new puppy, so we're really sleepy lately. But me getting up and making sure it's a priority to go to the gym. I don't care if it's just an hour after I drop the kids out before I start my day. It's changing for me in that capacity. As far as the weight, I don't know why I won't come off. I've cut back on my coffee.
And that's one thing that I've kind of been discouraged too about. You will want to see the drastic changes, and you're putting in the work. Like, we not drinking alcohol, we're not doing any of that.
And I'm in a size 6 now. Come on, 6.
Yeah, hey.
Those are the physical changes that I think people get discouraged by when they don't see it. Just because you're not seeing the physical change as abruptly as you want does not mean
changes happen.
Changes happen because, as we know, change starts from the inside out.
Right. It's been 2 months first off, and
you
lost
6 weeks, 10 pounds, and it's been 10 pounds. It's been 10 pounds with a challenging life that we live at this time of year. Yeah. It's because I don't have 20 different things pulling me in every direction. Okay. But my first priority, first of all, is always taking care of the household, make sure that we have what we need. I don't like making excuses. Like we talked about, I just like results. You know, we don't make excuses. We just get results, get it done.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're gonna, like I said, I appreciate the challenge because it's challenged me mentally to actually get in the moment. You know, so that I can definitely go forward with this same type of mindset of a healthier lifestyle.
So, a couple things. You know, when we first started out, like you made this joke talking about I'm like Lizzo, you're gonna have to accept me, like, you know, as I am. It's funny hearing you talk right now because before, like, it sounded like a lot of the weight loss perhaps was tied, or this challenge was tied to the weight loss and like how you look per se. Is that a learning moment for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, again, because you can't be discouraged if you don't always get the results. You don't always see the results. You know, like I said, sometimes your change comes from within. I feel it when I'm in my energy level. I'm not dozing off as early.
I was going to say something too that I see. Your skin is cleared up. Your skin was never bad. We don't have, you know, it's not that. But I could tell just the skin around here is lighter.
Be mindful of getting at least, you know, for me personally, 5 hours
is a lot.
It's a good hour. It's a good night's rest.
That's one of the biggest parts about losing weight. Like they tell you, it's not about the gym because you only spend about 45 minutes to an hour in the gym, but you're 23 hours outside of the gym. That sleep is a major part of weight loss and how you feel. You know, like you can be a little bit discouraged about the weight loss. It's only been 2 months. And for my last video, I asked, rate your commitment level, and you said that you could do a little bit better. Now, that's not to give excuses, but you do have a lot going on, and you're moving around. So sometimes it may not be as practical to cook every single day because you're traveling. Would you say that you have done your best and done your all to be able to achieve that weight loss?
No.
I don't. I think there's always, like Mama used to say, there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
You know, so there's always room for improvement. I've given it the best shot that I can based upon the circumstances.
Okay. Fair.
And again, I'm big on not excuses.
You're not giving excuses, but
I just want to get things. Yeah. I'm just a person that likes to get things done.
At this time, we're not traveling as much. The boys are still busy. We still have the oil to run, 707, the whole 9. Mm-hmm. But we will have more time to prioritize and go work out.
Right.
And eat right, and meal prep, and plan things that actually needed to happen in these past 2 months.
That's fair. The excuses, like you said, but it's about understanding your circumstances and the environment that you have around you in order to be able to create that change. Now, it was very deliberate to actually do it during this time, during the busiest time.
Right.
Just because if you can make it work right here, and you have to make it, and you have to kind of find that time to go ahead and have your me time, right?
Right.
So because you have to make it work for the organization, you also have to make it work like for your health. So the goal was, let's do it during the busiest time. Let's do that. You're kind of learning like right now that like, hey, just a little bit goes a long way. It's not about excuses. Yeah. I get that. We are real people.
And we know what we're capable of because we've done it before.
Right.
So when we put our minds to it and something we truly want to do, we make it happen.
The main thing that I appreciate about the challenge is that it has shown me that this is something that we can continue going forward. I don't have to go back to eating the old habits because I'm just as fulfilled and just as satisfied as I was back then as I am now.
I went to an event, it was like a little gathering with my friends at her house, and some of the girls were talking about changing the way they wanted to eat and how they wanted to go through the holidays. Oh, I think I need surgery and all that kind of stuff. And one girl said, you know what's funny is that when we are pregnant and the doctor say you can't have A, B, and C, great. I won't eat it for 9 months. I won't think about it. So it's all about the mind. And it's funny how we just flip it off.
It's funny how you take what it is. It's funny how you take the precedence of someone else's health.
Yeah, the baby
over your own.
Yeah. He said no sodas. Didn't think about it. It went out of my mind. Didn't even know it was existed in the store.
That is such a. I had never thought about it like that until you just said it. Like you will do that, and now I'm remembering what Jackson wrote with that note to you. And Jackson went back and wrote, "I want you to do this for you as well." That's really powerful. That's a really big aha moment even for me because I'll do that. just for the family. I'm trying to, you work really hard and you keep on like that, and put your own health on the back burner. That's really good. That's really good.
Just telling her friend, hey, you don't need to have surgery. Just think about it like that. Think about taking care of yourself, just like as if you were pregnant, and the doctor said you can't smoke, you can't drink, you have soda, none of these things. You don't even think twice. It's not even a struggle to just stop. And like you said, because we're caring for another life, but we should also care about ourselves.
That's really good. What are y'all gonna do this last month?
You're gonna get on a plane in 4 hours and be gone for 5 days in Atlanta. The struggle continues.
Okay. So first off, then how have you prepped for this plane ride? For this 2-hour plane ride?
Well, I just finished eating. I'm getting ready to go to the gym, so I'm dressed like this. Fortunately, my plane doesn't leave until this afternoon, so I have a good lunch, and I get on the plane, I go to sleep. I don't eat, so then I'll eat when I get to the hotel. Everywhere doesn't have the healthy options. Again, that's one of the things that the challenge has made me realize is you don't always have the healthy options.
Okay. But
you may have a better option.
So what's one thing that you can commit to right now for the next 5 days that you're not going to do? Just the same way that you talked about sometimes that you can turn it up.
Well, easily. I won't. I mean, easily. I won't. I'm not going to eat any pork, any beef.
Yeah.
I don't. My bread intake has been like we eating Ezekiel bread and all that. So I don't have to go to Subway and get a foot long. I get a salad with chicken breast. Of course, I'm gonna enjoy myself while I'm there. If I'm with my wife and my friends, and we're gonna may go out for a meal. But again, it's gonna be the better choice of the meal.
Grilled over fried.
Right.
And vegetables, whatever.
Absolutely.
Carbs are actually a good thing. So let's say that you actually went out and went to a vegan restaurant, a vegetarian restaurant, and you had something. It may be high in carbs, but it's going to be the way that you feel afterwards, though.
Right.
So it's also like, how it's prepared. So it's the amount of the carbs plus the fats plus everything else is kind of mixed in, and it's going to make you feel that way.
Right.
Dee, what about you?
Same. I mean, like I said, I don't really care for, I'm not a big beef eater, steak or anything like that anyways. Mm-hmm. But we're surrounded by a lot of restaurants, and I've already looked at like the sushi place, and I looked at there's an actual vegan place by the house.
I didn't know that you had about sushi until I saw your blog. When you come back, would y'all be down for a cooking lesson and we make like poke bowls? Okay.
He don't cook, but he can help.
You do cook. You smoke all the time.
No, he can grill. That's different.
That's still cooking.
Nah.
Let her tell it.
Put some seasoning on a piece of meat and put it on the grill.
With brisket, pork shoulder, and all that.
Poke bowl is really easy. It literally is just cutting up the stuff. I come over here with the ingredients and I'll show you how to make it. It's gonna be really good. Last goal for the final month.
5 pounds.
5 pounds.
For the last month?
For the last month.
Yeah, between the 5 to 10 pound range.
That's a lot.
I need to get it though.
Just give
my
me one.
water intake has gotten better, but it can be even better.
5 pounds. Here we go. All right. Appreciate y'all. All right. So you could see I'm wearing the exact same thing that I was when I went to go visit them, because it's still the same day. I was just so energized by that conversation. I wanted to come back here and film this part right away. There were a couple things that just struck out to me. The first one was a realization that my dad had, that Chris, my brother, also had, and even Dee, and that's about how they feel. I think that was a really big key learning for them, and just for anyone in general, that like, hey, I'm not losing as much weight as I thought. I am losing some inches, but overall, I feel much better. Like I feel energized, I don't feel bloated and heavy. And that's one of the things that people discount. And I wish in marketing, when they talk about like health and wellness, because it's always about the 6-pack abs and the beach body and stuff like that, we don't really talk about how food makes you feel, how eating well makes you feel. And so I hope that as you're watching this, that you're walking away with that too, that you may not get like this dramatic transformation in weight, but that's a dramatic mind transformation when you can realize that the food that you eat actually matters. And so I'm glad that that was really evident to both of them, that if they stop eating some of the heavy choices and the fried foods, that they'll feel a lot better. I know it sounds kind of like common sense. Well, if you eat more, less fried food, you won't feel this way. But that's the thing about food, it's controlling, and you don't realize things until you actually go through it. I was really happy to see them connect the feelings to the food that they're actually consuming. The other thing that struck me was I love the way that Dee put this, being the mother of 4 kids, that she was able to very closely follow what the doctor had told her to do when she was pregnant. Like, you can't eat this, stay away from that, don't drink this, you can't do that. And she was able to do that because it was about the baby's health, someone else's health. But when it was about her own health and things about that she should perhaps not do in order to further her wellness goals, it's a lot tougher. And just think about that, like in our own lives. I just was like, a light bulb went off. Like, I love that analogy because it really demonstrates the power, first off, that food has. Also, it shows a really important concept, and that's just like self-love. No, I'm not saying that anyone out there who's doing that is not self-loving themselves, but I'm saying how much easier is it to show love to other people and not love to ourselves. And so walking away with that realization, like, yo, I have the capacity to do this for somebody else, but do I have the capacity to do this for me? That's a really big question, and with this blog launching at the top of the year, I think that's a takeaway that many people should perhaps think about and ask yourself, do you have the capacity to change, to help somebody else to do something, to change, to be well? What about the capacity to help your own self do that same thing? In all, I am pleased with where we are as a family. I've lost about 10 pounds. My brother and sister, they've lost weight. I don't look at us not reaching the 100-pound goal as something, as a failure, because I love at the end of it, they're already thinking about the future, all right? And that's what we all want. You can give a man a fish, but if you teach him how to fish, he can eat for the rest of his life. I want to give people ideas. When brand partners come and talk to us and ask us to partner up and whatnot, I always try to stress to them, like, what we do here, we don't really give out recipes in a sense. We're just showing ideas on how to live a healthy and happy life. Because if I can give people ideas on what they can do to make themselves feel better, then they can make themselves feel better for their entire life. But if I just gave you a recipe and a meal plan, be like, you only got to eat these things, brown rice, chicken breast, broccoli every single day, right? That's going to decline. But if you teach people the fundamental concepts of how to eat well, how to eat balanced, how to approach even cooking food in a lighter way, then they can be well for the rest of their lives. And so the fact that they're already talking about the future and what they could do, especially when they have more time and they're not traveling, that's a win to me. But they did say they're going to lose about 5 to 10 pounds in this last month, so we're all going to hold them to it. Now, I've been talking a lot and I've been giving reflections this entire week. I want to check in with all of you. How are you feeling? What have you seen? And what are some of the takeaways watching my family go through this series? I would love to hear from you all. I've gotten some private messages about how it's inspiring your own weight loss and transformation journey within your own family. I want you to write me, comment below, and share those out, because you never know, first off, who is reading this, but I'm always just inspired by how you all inspired by the content that we're sharing here. So comment below, and I will see y'all next week. Peace.